Greetings, this is Rohit from ResumeGuru, and in today's video we're going to learn how to make a good logistics professional resume. So let's get started. Who is a logistics professional? A logistics professional is someone who oversees the movement, storage and coordination of goods from origin to destination, ensuring timely deliverables, cost efficiency and regulatory compliance. They optimize routes, manage vendors and leverage logistics systems to improve operational performance and customer satisfaction. Now that we know that, let's learn how to make a good resume for this role. So what are some of the essential things that have to be included in such a resume? Number one being operational metrics. Since you're managing a lot of data and you're also doing a lot of operations, you must have a lot of metrics to show what you've done. Let's say if you increased efficiency or the volume of trade and operations that you handle, things like that. Give those metrics in your resume because that makes you sound more credible and also a better achiever. Next is ERP and tools. Of course, logistics is such a complicated role that you work with some tools on a daily basis that are important. The SAP, Tally, Excel. These tools have to be mentioned in your resume because every company uses different tools. So to show that you have used the tools that they have mentioned, it's very important. So add that in your resume. Next is compliance keywords such as GST, customs, trade laws. Now again, operations involved things such as even import or export or even dealing with vendors and stuff. So there are a lot of keywords that are used on a daily basis that if you mention in your resume, it shows that you know the talk of the trade, you know how it works. Lastly, action verbs. It's a very achievement oriented role. The more of an achiever you are, the better you're going to be at handling this role. So use action verbs to start your sentences. Rather than just saying I was responsible for this, you use action verbs such as designed, managed, led, achieved. Now let's look at a resume sample to understand better on how to make a logistics resume. So this is the resume we made for one of our clients. We have removed any private information to ensure the privacy. So let's go through this in detail. The first section is the header section. The header section includes your name, the city you are in, your phone number, your email address and also a LinkedIn profile URL. This is important for ATS because this information is auto picked up. And it is also important, of course, because this allows the recruiter to contact you efficiently. They can immediately see your details and they can reach out to you. So ensure this is accurate. Do not make a mistake in this and use professional. Your phone number should be your work phone number if you have multiple numbers, and your email address should also be professional. It should not sound childish or it should not be a personal email. It should be a work email. Next is the summary section. The summary section includes your logistics experience, highlight your years in the field, industry served, core strengths, and your other basically specialities. For this particular client, we have mentioned things like logistics professional with 6 years of experience, managing transportation, freight forwarding, vendor coordination, and distribution operations, proven expertise in reducing cost, optimizing delivery schedules, and enhancing vendor performance, things like these. So as you can see, we have added a lot of keywords in the bullet points. We have even made them bold. These keywords are what the recruiter is actually looking for when they are seeing a logistics resume. And if you have mentioned them in the summary itself, that makes you sound very credible. Next is the core competency section. This is the section where you add all the key skill sets that you have that the recruiter may be looking for, such as transportation and freight management, distribution planning, vendor carrier negotiation, logistics cost optimization, route optimization and tracking. These keywords are very important because they are mentioned in the job description as well. So our recommendation is you always go through the job description that has been shared with you, and if these keywords are there, if the skills that the recruiter is looking for are mentioned, you add them here if you have those skills. This is very important and your resume will perform a lot better. Next is the experience section. This is the section where you show any past experience that you have to show that you're not just saying that you know something, you actually have practical experience in something. That makes you sound a lot more credible. And this is the section recruiters pay the most attention to. Firstly, this section has to be written in a reverse chronological order. You start with the latest and then you go to your older experiences. This is because the recruiter wants to see your latest experience first, not your past experience, not something you did 5 years ago. So presenting it is pretty simple. You have to add the name of the role, the name of the company, from when to when you work there, and you also need to add your experience details in bullet points. Don't give paragraphs, give bullet points because they're easier to read. The sentences have to be started with action verbs as I previously mentioned, such as oversaw, supported, coordinated, scheduled, resolved, assisted, implemented, maintained. Action verbs rather than using responsibility oriented sentences make you sound a lot better. So oversaw end-to-end logistics operations for Flipkart South India region, or coordinated import-export logistics. And then we have made these bold, but also you also use metrics as we previously mentioned, so such as track deliveries across 3 major distribution centers and 50 plus retail outlets. This shows the scale of work you can handle. Resolved vendor and carrier disputes, reducing delay related escalations by 20%. assisted in freight cost benchmarking, saved clients an estimated 12 lakh rupees annually. You saved your clients that much money annually. Reduced client complaints by 25%. Now these statistics are something that the recruiter cannot challenge. The recruiter sees your performance, they won't be able to deny that you're good at what you do. This is the best way to gain their trust. The other experiences also have to be mentioned in a similar manner. Of course, you may use lesser information as you go down the experience ladder, because let's say for an experience 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you don't have to give that much detail, because then your resume will become too lengthy. Now is the education section. This is a pretty small section. You only have to mention the name of your course, the name of the specialization, name of the college, and when you graduated from there. This is especially because if you already have a few years of experience, your education is not that important. So you can just mention where you did your graduation from, and that's enough. Lastly is the certifications. If you have any particular certification that are very important for the particular role and would impress the recruiter, then you definitely should mention those, like a diploma in logistics and freight forwarding, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. These are important certifications, so you mention those, but don't mention any irrelevant ones. Like if you have a digital marketing, or I don't know, like a coding certification. If these are not really mandatory, there's no need to add those, because they will only make you look more chaotic or distracted. So this is our entire coverage on how to make a good resume for a logistics professional. If you want to check this out in more detail, there's a link in the bio with our blog as well as the sample. If you want to reach out to us for any queries, feel free to use the contact information that should be visible in your screen below. You can also ask us to make this resume for you. We provide resume writing services for all levels of experience, and we can definitely make a great logistics resume for you. Thank you so much and have a great day.